Trauma's trauma. I mean, it's very hard to like dig yourself out from pain. I've been dumped. Oh my God, it sucks. And you can't eat, you can't sleep. And then for a while afterwards, you usually don't want to jump back in. And I've used those months or years to like usually work on my career or my school at the back when it was school. Those are often very productive times, the like heartbroken, lonely times. But they're not fun for sure. I've been there. It hurts. Ah, it's awful. Um, and I've broken up with people and had them be pretty upset with me, and that's also difficult. So sure, we all feel the same pain. I think though that in letting it make you infect with the same fury, it just is that's silly and it doesn't work because it won't heal you, right? It won't uh and it's also saying that every single other member of the opposite sex is going to be exactly like your ex or this chick who didn't like you or yeah, if you're not 6 feet tall, okay, yes, most women like taller, but again, like I said earlier, you only need one, and there's plenty of women who are fine with short guys. One of my favorite exes was a short guy. He was awesome. He was adorable, and I really loved him. I should have tried to marry him. He's fine now. He's just fine without me. But other women, if they like tall, then she's not for you, dude. Find another. There's 4 billion women, 4,000 million. You can find one. And rich, yeah. Well, men shit on gold diggers, but then men didn't want, but then they also don't like women who have more money than them. So, like, dude, pick one. If you don't like gold diggers, but you don't like women who are career bitches or to do because they got all the money, then you don't like any women. So, I mean, sorry, but this is like women who, they want the good looking guy who's rich, but they don't want a guy who works all the time. Well, ladies, you want the guy who's CEO. Guess what? He's not going to be home with you every day. So, yes. I mean, again, like I said earlier, some people are sort of addicted to their rage. There's an old saying, be grateful for your partner's flaws because without those flaws, they might not want you. So I think it's also important to remember that none of us are perfect and to be angry that she only wants 6 feet tall or she only wants a rich guy. Well, are you chasing something that you can do better than you? As a firmly solid 7, I Chris Hemsworth or insert Idris Elba is not going to call me. Also, he's married, but like, okay, whoever looks like him but single. I can't. Young Denzel, whatever. Like, I mean, super. I am not chasing tens because I can look in the mirror. I know what I am. So you do kind of have to be honest. I think that's a very difficult thing for some people when they're rageful at the dating marketplace. Uh, I would argue some of them are being a little bit delulu about their own standing. And that's maybe a rude thing to say, but it remains true.
Very
Um,
true.
Again, I find it interesting that you don't see like super old women running around furious that they aren't getting hit on a lot. It's like they are cognizant of reality. They're like, okay, I'm 75. I might once in a while get a date with a nice old man, but like I am not 22, right? I'm not going to get asked out all day every day. And so it's important to, be like a 75-year-old lady. Join reality. If you're broke and short and you live in a rural town with like 5 women, well, maybe the Dubai baddie from London is you're not she's not you can't have her. And that's
Yeah,
okay.
there's like this warped reality. One of my friends, she said that she can't find a husband. She can't find someone that's going to marry her. And I was like, oh, that's so unfortunate. I was like, tell me, like, what's the reason why you can't find this man that's going to marry you? And she said that she's too attractive. I was like, okay, send me a picture. I want to see
Yeah.
because I don't remember her being gorgeous. Right? So I was like, send me a picture because it's been like a couple years since I've seen her. So I was like,
Okay.
send me a picture because apparently you've gone from what I've known to this incredible, as you said, right? Dubai baddie. So send me this picture because you're so sexy that no guy will ever go out with you. And I think some people they have that delusion because, like you mentioned, like when you see these people, when you hear these people and you look at them, you're like, okay, when you
Yeah.
look in the mirror, what do you see? I'm a 10. I'm rich. I'm this. I'm like, well, you know what? most the reason why they say six is the average is because by definition, most people are average, and that's okay to be a five, six, seven. All that means is that you're most likely going to be with a five, six, seven, and you're probably going to live a very happy life. But some people look at it as like, no, I want Idris Elba, I want Brad Pitt, I want Denzel Washington, I want Will Smith, and it's like, well, we all want
Yeah. You're not
what we
Angelina
want.
or
Yeah,
whoever, right? Yeah.
right. Like your
Well,
preference is your prison.
was she that too? I mean, I've never heard of somebody not being able to find a man because they're too pretty. I've never heard of that.
It's the first time I heard it, and I'm still waiting for that picture, and it's been like a year.
Oh, I mean, I would probably think it's something else, but I don't know her.
I know it's something else.
That sometimes if you look, so I have heard from even from men, of course they're talking to a woman, so who knows what's true, but I have heard them say sometimes when a woman looks really expensive, like hair extensions, lashes, obvious nails, BBL, they sometimes will say, even though they like to look at it, she doesn't look like a woman who works because that's a full-time job to look like that. There's no time for work. If you look like those baddies every single day is maintaining that look. It's a half a million or more a year to maintain that look. Now that's fine for the guys who want to support that bill because they want to have a woman like that, but they know the deal. She doesn't work. She just goes to the dermatologist, the spa, the trainer, the nail salon, hair salon. That's her job. That's her job. And you pay the bill and you have the baddie. But they're not Delulu. I know a lot of rich guys who that's what they want. They want the baddie and they'll pay the bill. And in fact, I turned one down about 15 years ago. He wanted me to move to his Park Avenue apartment and just be one of these ladies who shopped and did Pilates all day. And he said, "You're beautiful. I can make you beautiful. You'll be like a New York fashionista, like a young Melania Trump. I would have, and maybe I'm stupid." He was handing me the keys. I mean, I'm sure I would have had a great time. And then 2 or 3 or 5 years later, he would have gotten tired of me, right? That's what would have happened. But I would have probably had a great time on Madison Avenue until then. Uh, I said no because to me, that's boring. I like to fly planes and shoot guns. I wanted to finish my MBA at the time, but he wanted like a fashionista. And we argued. I said, "I'm sorry, but I have this overly active brain, liability at times, asset at others. I can't just shop and do Pilates and go out to lunch and wait for you to come home from a business trip." He was a major, major company CEO. I said, I just, that's not, I'm going to like blow my brains out in 6 months because I can't just do that. And he said, "You're silly. Being very, very beautiful is something you can add to the world and I can fund it easily." He had more money than God. And he said, "That would be a valuable thing. You'll go to the fashion shows and you'll be on my arm and blah, blah, blah." And I chose not to. And then we broke up and he found a runway model retiring and he dated her for years. I think that was better suited for her. She liked fashion more than I do. She was already in those circles. Uh, I was too much of a tomboy. And I missed him greatly when it ended. But I think there are those men who take a look at that woman and that's either they love Trump's wife, right? Her job is, well, she did have his children, but if she hadn't, it still would have been the same because he already had kids. But her job is largely to be elegant and beautiful, right? That's her job. Um, and that's fine. But other men want somebody who's a partner, a very good mother, a great, one of my ex-clients, one of the things he missed about his ex-wife was that she was an incredible cook and he really loved food. And that was like a selling point that she had, that she loved it and was really good at it. Other people come from a good family. Some people like to marry for status. They are very concerned with the family they marry into. Yeah, I think the funny one is that the one we all think is legitimate and normal and just fine is that we all choose for looks, which actually, in my opinion, is the least important because A, it fades, and B, it can change. It can change. What if they get injured or change weight or, I find that very odd that we all think it's perfectly okay to choose for looks because that's every bit as superficial as being a gold digger. It's every bit as superficial as where somebody went to college or their last name or their job or whatever, or their height. And yet we think nothing of it that everyone's on the apps deciding choosing, looking for love, and they're choosing based on the bone structure of someone's face.